This is where I want to talk about uh, price gouging. Price gouging is a concept that, first of all, is made up by communists and anti-capitalists. Uh, but second of all, what we think of as price gouging is so misunderstood, and it goes back to this Marxist mentality that we're all victims, we're all being exploited, none of us have any control over our own lives. We have to do certain things, and people know we have to do certain things, so there they are just taking advantage of us. Now, gas is $3.40 right now. You bought gas when it was $4 a gallon. If the price of gas went to $4 a gallon tomorrow, you woke up and gas was 4.00. Are you going to sit at home, or are you going to get your gas and go out and work? You and I know the answer. We're going to put that $4 gasoline in our car, and we're going to go out and work. Now, the gasoline companies right now are selling us gas at $3.40 a gallon. But we would pay $4 a gallon if every place in town was $4 tomorrow. We're getting gas 60 cents cheaper than what we admit we would pay. But yet we're trying to accuse the gas companies of a price gouge, which, although it's made up, it tends to mean charging somebody something beyond what is reasonable. So I don't understand where this concept of price gouging comes up. If you listen to Milton Friedman and any of the Nobel Prize winning economists, they'll tell you price gouging is a made up concept. It doesn't even exist. But let's take a few incidents where it is purported to exist. Hurricane Rita hits Houston. Hurricane Katrina hits New Orleans. And now, people are in a panic. They're buying gasoline, trying to get out of town. Gas was $3 a gallon at that time, let's say. And so it's all a mad rush to get out of town. What happens to demand for gasoline? What happens to demand for gasoline? Does it stay the same as it was the day before Katrina or the day before Rita? No. People are wanting to buy more gas at that time. So we accept supply and demand. When demand goes up, so does price. But yet in the case of emergency, we don't want the laws of nature to work all of a sudden. We want a special set of circumstances. So let's see what happens. Price gouging laws in place, gasoline stays at $3 a gallon. You've got a hurricane bearing down on city X, and people need to get out of there. But guess what? Convenience store owners, they have a family too. They want to get out of there. They don't want to be stuck in a hurricane. So this guy's expected to conduct business, receive a normal price for all of his products, but yet conduct business under a situation that's much more risky for him and his family than it was previously. Who would stay? Who would stay and keep their gas station open? Nobody. Nobody in their right mind. Risk getting killed for selling gas at the same 5 cent or 10 cent profit margin that you were doing before. The only way on God's green earth that we could convince somebody to stay and provide gasoline to people that need it in the most desperate time is to give them a little bit more reward for taking on the risk. Now, if he could make, say, raise it from $3 to $4 and make $1 a gallon profit, or $5 and make $2 a gallon profit, for some people, for a selected few owners, it may be worth their time to stay and try to make the money. Maybe they're single, maybe they don't have family, maybe they are having a hard year in cash that year, their business has been bad that year. This might be the opportunity for them to make up some of that gap. They've got a loan bearing down on them every month they have to pay. Maybe something will make them stay and do it. But it'd be great if love would make them do it. They don't know you. They don't know me. So what will make them do it? A little extra money in their pocket. And it's natural. They're taking on more risk. They should get a little bit of a reward. But no, we have price gouging laws in place. So what happens? Convenience store owners close up. They get out of town just like everybody else. The people that are left, or the people that are late getting out of town, or the people that are trying to get out of town, they pull up to gas stations with, "Sorry, we're closed," on the door. Now, is that what was most beneficial to the cities, to the citizens of those cities? To not get any gas at all, be stranded in Houston with Hurricane Rita bearing down on them, be stranded in New Orleans with Hurricane Katrina bearing down on them? We've put price gouging laws in place. Nobody's been taken advantage of. But people are left in the middle of a hurricane. And we call that advantageous for consumers. We call that protection of consumers. When the compassionate thing would have been to allow somebody to raise their price to the level that would make it worth them taking on the risk and allow them to stay there, stay in business, allow people to get a few gallons of gasoline, even if it was at $5 a gallon. You let them get a few gallons of gasoline and let them get out. But no, they're stranded there because we don't want to take advantage of consumers. The other thing is, the other element to this whole thing is that if you keep gasoline at $3 a gallon, and I'm running out of time, so I've got to go really fast. If you keep the ones that do stay behind and for some crazy reason provide gas at $3 a gallon, people intuitively know that at that moment they value gasoline more than $3 because it's their life that's on the line. They value it more than $3. They pay $5 a gallon. They pay $7 a gallon. So what happens? The ones that are left behind, even if everybody stays, and provides gas in Houston that day, there's going to be a rush on gasoline. People are going to flood the gasoline stores. But you have a limited supply left behind because most people have gotten out of town. The ones that do stay behind, they have a rush that is many more times greater than normal. They have a rush. People sense that the product is undervalued at that time because people value it at $5. They're forced to sell it at $3. They come in and they overbuy. They panic buy, and they reduce the supplies for people that would come later that would need it. The raising of the price reduces consumption to the levels of pure necessity. But when you have gasoline valued at $5, as you do in these heightened circumstances, and you have gasoline being sold at $3, what happens? There's an overbuy. So even the people that are left behind, and there are fewer of them to start with, but the people that are left behind, they get bought out. They get sold out. And then what happens? The people that are coming at the last minute, the people that are needing to get out, desperately needing to get out, they're pulling up. The ones that wanted to sell it, they are sold out. They're pulling up to signs that say out of gas, out of gas. And so you have the same situation. Now people that wanted to get out, they can't get out, but they were protected from these price gouging laws. They were protected. So somehow we feel vindicated, and it's nonsense.